I'll be reading The First Samurai Was a Woman, or was the first samurai a different kind of warrior that evolved? But formally it's also called Ninja's Way is Just Ken, Kenjutsu, by her starseed, Time Puerto-Rican. Ninja, again, combination of ninja, niña, Spanish for girl, with the apostrophe representing a sword, and Nina and Nena, Nippon. So here's the story. The first samurai was a woman, said Ninja Yamaguchi. What's your proof? Everyone challenged in this shared dream beyond time and space, debating who really innovated various ideas, sciences, arts, inventions ad nauseum, debating which culture, person, whoever. It was the Africans who pioneered astronomy. No, the Chinese. No, the Celtics created the first cameras. No, the Japanese. No, never mind that there's a fine line between acknowledging one's unique contribution, hence the threat of plagiarization, as a poet which discourages common visions beyond plagiarization, which I write about, a shared language, and potential unity, free minds inspire, and the potential unity, it discourages the potential unity, free minds inspire. Who cares who invented the first, who cares who first invented the wheel? Because we're encoded to think in cosmic spheres. Everything's a cycle. Everyone, all consciousness, intermingled at one time or the other in shared dreams, ancestries. This is what the reincarnation metaphor really alluded to, because these trance dreams reveal themselves when you're awake, not during trances or hypnotic regression, a la eureka moments, satori's. They're redreams that redeem. For example, one encounter with a deceased family member, future kindred, anything, whether a random thought association from nowhere, can be interpreted as having lunch at a restaurant with a cousin or hiking a planet with their evolving spirit. Eventually, everyone's experiences, internalizing the shared experience and revising it, henceforth freeing the patterns of history into an ongoing our story of shifting narratives. So every experience is a version, a subjective version of one multi-moment that's yet to be, that's developing. It's from the future, real and unreal, yet affects us in the forms of many theories, like simulation theories. So I always said that material reality is not a simulation. It's meant to catalyze us to envision simulations which paradoxically can rule our consciousness, because culture affects our consciousness, because it was shaped by prior consciousness of prior short-sighted visionaries. So it's a work in progress. We are all co-authors in the book of cosmic, in the cosmic book. We are co-authors in the cosmic book. It's about freeing others' will by way of self-liberation. But shared dreams can also lead to misinformation, a revelation showing a false narrative, like ideas of chosen races and the like. Ninja exclaimed, duels and warfare always existed. So there were many pioneers to many ways. But Kenjutsu, as we know it, started with this crucial duel, or possibly one of the origins. Two women had a debate about which hairstyle is better, straight or thick, kinky and curly. The straight hair said, "My hair blows with the winds, stroking my face, pleasures you'll never experience." but your hair mocks you as it twirls about like flames, while my hair hugs me like an insulating bush. By the way, ninja is the curl hair, the kinky hair. They debated for hours. They debated for hours until the curly hair said, "Let's have a duel. I'm confident my hair has secret powers, while yours betray you." Their duel had cultural implications for generations to come because it dictated future beauty standards. This affects everything else more than we thought, though it didn't have to. It didn't have to be whose hair was better, actually, but unique strengths. The straight hair was tall, thin, long thighed, fair skinned. Sometimes her hair was a light brown or yellow and her eyes blue or a light brown. So she's the ancestor of many women. There were many missing links to scattered tribes. The curl hair was just as tall and also had long lengths, long thighs. But she was a bit more muscular, which gave the illusion that she was shorter or stockier. But she was very defined. She had brown eyes and tan skin, or rather rainbow brown eyes and rainbow tan skin. The straight hair was the daughter of a master swordsman, so she had the shimmering, jutting blade, the pinnacle of bladesmithing. It's sure to blind in many ways on sunlit days, like a glimmering mirror. The sun blesses those who reflect it with divine illuminations. But the curl hair designed her own sword, modified to swoosh in many trajectories. She envisioned sleek, blade-like vessels both in the sea and air after her design. She'd swing it, and the origami-like patterns on the multi-blade had an extra kick at the manifold ledges, on the verge of whipping or becoming a boomerang with a life of its own. Many momentums. Mom of many momentums. She wasn't interested in becoming a martial artist, just in using efficient tools for hunting, cutting wood, carpentry. She was a master by accident or necessity, not intent or lineage. They decided to duel on a day with no winds, little sun. But a divine wind blew the straight hair's mane into her face, while raising the skirt on the curl hair, revealing her bulging musculature, her quads, blinding her to the blur of the blade of the curl hair, which seemingly bended with the momentum. Crimson rose petals poured out of her slashed face as she crumpled down in not pieces. She didn't know what hit her. Nina also revealed the origins of sexy attire like high-cut running short shorts and short schoolgirl skirts that you see in manga, anime, and sports apparel. They were based on rose petals and butterflies. So this hints at the cosmic womb, not something like lingerie. Lingerie is basically spiritual exo or spiritual bodies. So that's why she wore satin folded rose petal like briefs of various colors, the feminine equivalent of Roman warrior skirts or Amazon skirts. Her shimmering, glistening, womb-fitting skirt resembled damp rose petals which draped her sensual form. Many warriors challenged the curl hair girl, and they were prepared. They tied their flowing hair, wore helmets, but her shifting blade swooshed with the motion of many weapons. She left behind a trail of many roses, crimson roses. There's a legend that some emperors of many Asian nations and others throughout the world, some lost in history, which became Asian nations or other countries that are predominant now, took her sword when she ascended, not died. When she ascended, not died. It found its way into rulers and intelligence agencies ever since, and many engineers have based their designs for aircraft, ships, and even secret technologies, weaponry to this day after her sword. They've also inverted her divine garment and sensual form for mind control to create false divisions between genders and also to pervert fetishes, which initially had a spiritual connotation. So everything was weaponized. So Japan lies more at the root of civilization than we imagined. It doesn't matter if it was a man or woman. No, it must be China or Korea, perhaps some unified Asian nation before tribal splits. So hence the implications of anime and like the multi-ethnic looks of all the characters. Actually, she was the descendant of Puerto Ricans. Her sword was more of a machete. Parts of Asia used to be where the Caribbean was. My name Nina, which also represents the angel numbers 9 and 99, combined with Ninja. So on her teardrop muscle, she has a tattoo which comprises which shapes it in a yin yang way. And the one on the right, the upside down 9, becomes a D. So it's Ninja. It almost sounds like India, which also alludes to Kali, possibly the goddess, the warrior goddess Kali. And Ninja, I talked about her to another spiritual person, and she says it sounds like Kali in terms of the sword, shape-shifting swords. And I didn't know much about Kali, and Ninja is like this resurrector and healer and destroyer. Just a sense I always had since I was a kid. So again, ninja not only means ninja, but also nina for girl. Also, it's a lie that darkness equates to ugly and bad. My traits. This is Ninja speaking. Her dark skin, her features. I actually bought these qualities into divine light, inspiring others to savor them. But I didn't intend to impose these ideals, unlike explorers who hijacked my visions. So I also read somewhere that 9 is a high number in ninjutsu, so I gotta double check that, but I believe. Alright, thanks.